Hello, hello. Happy Monday night. Hope you're all doing well. You didn't really miss me last week. As I told you last week, we're going to be going live one night a week, just on Mondays. We're going to go live at 8 o'clock, make cards, share lots of fun stuff. I just found that I didn't have time to do anything else, and there's other things I want to do. So let me know when you're here, and I don't want to talk too much about what we're doing tonight, and then you'll miss it. So I'll give you a few minutes for me to pop up. I did come on a minute or two early. I know, better early than late. And I will talk about what we've got going on. There's a lot of things this week. If last week you saw the BOGO sale, hello ladies. BOGO is buy one, get one free. Well, the BOGO sale is done for now. We'll bring her back in August because it's just it takes away a lot of the other things that I want to do with you. So those of you that got your wishes, awesome. They are all shipped and they should be to you. I know some people got them over the weekend, so I hope that happened. A couple other things that are going on. So if you place an order this week and you use the current host code, which you can find right on my blog. If you just go to karamiller.com, super easy to find. The host code is always there, the current one that we're working with. So, hello ladies. So this one, if you, it was only a minute, but you know, I was ready. It was like, all right, well, I guess I'm here. This current host code, it's different than the one last week. This current host code, if you place a $50 order, lots of things happen. You know, but wait, there's more. Yeah, that's still happening. So what will you get? Well, if you place a $50 order, you'll be enrolled in the Whale of a Time class. And that's not it. You'll be enrolled in the Whale of a Time class, and that class will come in the mail to you. You don't have to place 50. You only have to place 25. The reason I say 50 is because it's bonus days at Stampin' Up, which means if you place a $50 order, Stampin' Up will send you a $5 gift certificate to use. Well, it's a funny code. It's not really, don't be looking for a gift certificate. They send you an email with this crazy gazillion digit code that you'll need. And that coupon code will save you $5 off an August order. So that's straight from Stampin' Up. I don't have anything to do with that. It just comes. Now, if you go back to looking at the Whale of a Tale class, this is one of my traditional place an order, get this free classes. Hello. All right, so what happens is you place an order. And if you look at the options, it will say, I placed a $25 Stampin' Up order with the host code. You click that. It won't cost you anything other than the shipping. It will add the shipping to your order of $8 for a flat rate when you get to the end. But the class is free. And what's going to come in the mail when you do that is you are going to get the kits that you need to make these 4 cards. You're also going to get a half a pack of the Whale of a Tale. Is that its name? I keep calling it Whale of a Tale, and I'm not sure if that's right. The designer series paper that goes with this, and you're going to get a pack of sequins and some dimensionals, a live Zoom class, some sketches with all of this on it, and the envelopes to do it. You're going to need to make sure that you have this stamp set in order to produce the stamps like you see them, okay? So if you're thinking, well, I don't have that stamp set, I really want it, it comes with the cutest little, it's a bundle, it comes with the cutest little punch, the whale punch, which is how this guy gets done. No fussy cutting. We just punch him. He fits right on the designer series paper. So it's super cool. Here's another whale that I use the punch on. Now, if you don't want the bundle, you could cut the whale. You know, get your scissors. But the cute bundle is $31.50 for this bundle. So the way this works is if you say, yeah, I need it all. I place the class, but I would like to have you ship this with my class kit. If I do that and I can stuff this in that flat rate envelope, you don't have to pay more shipping. So it's actually cheaper to do it that way if you don't have this bundle and you love it as much as me. Okay, so that's the Whale of a Time class. $25 order gets you the class kit for free. Use your own stamp, use your own bundle. If you say, I don't want to place an order, I just want the kit. I don't want to place an order. I just want to buy the class. Sure thing. Then you're going to choose class kit only, and it's $25. Okay? And I think I just did that wrong. I'm going through all the details here. I want to make sure that I'm not lying to you. No, it's a $25 order. I just don't think it says that on there anywhere. Okay, so there's that. Now, I have one more thing to show you, and that is the paper share. Now, I'm going to bring you back to the website and show you how this all works. Oh, P.S. If you are on my team, on my Stampin' Up! Team, the class is free for you. You don't get the bundle, you don't get anything in the mail, you have to order your own things, but the actual class is free. So and don't sign up or don't do anything. I'll take care of you later. But those of you that are already on my team, now if you're not on my team, this might be a reason, in which case just give me a note, drop me a note, and I'll help you. All right, so one more thing and then we're gonna make cards. This is the paper share option that just launched today, and there's a bazillion options. So I wanted to tell you what they are. We've done this once before. I wish I had the swatch to show you, but I don't see it anywhere. We've done the cardstock one. It is every single piece of cardstock that Stampin' Up! Has except for black, white, and the sparkle. It gives you one full sheet of that. You also get a swatch, which is a little rectangle that goes on a ring. I have them in circles. I did them before and I swore never again would I do circles. You get the swatch of every color. So it makes it really, really great if you're struggling to say, what was that color that I used on this layout? I want to use it again. You can match it up. So it's a really great tool. So that is the cardstock and the swatch option, which is $25. I'm also, and again, don't feel like you have to do any of this, but I know some of you like it, so I said, okay, I would try. The designer series paper, there are 16 different papers this time right now, before we even add the holiday stuff that's coming soon. So if you want one sheet of every single designer series paper, then you're going to want to pick up that one. And it's going to, all of these bundles are going to come with sketches. And if you think, okay, well, I want that. I want the cardstock and the designer series. That's an option. The sketches that I'm sharing with you are PDF that you can print out. They go with the little lacy stamp, which I think I have a picture of. I do. It's just such a pretty, oh, if I show it to you, it'd be even prettier. It's just such a pretty stamp. I love the stamp set. I've been trying to think of a reason to use it. So it's going with the sketches for the cardstock, okay? Go back to where we were. And then, so you can, again, save on the shipping. You can order the designer series paper share and the stamp. That's all I want. Maybe I want everything. I want the cardstock share, I want the designer series paper share, and I want the stamp. Oh, and by the way, please send me the sketches too, and probably send me a cookie. And you could do that. And that is $141 for everything, okay? If you have any questions about this, please let me know. I want to try and get this in so that we can order. It takes a bit to get to me, and then it takes a bit for me to get it out to you. So I don't want to put this off forever. I would hope to do it in a week if we can. Let me know if you have a problem with that or you want something different. The designer series paper will probably only go if we have 4 people that like it, or I'm going to keep one. So if we have 3 people that like that one. If we don't, then no worries. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm really okay. All right? Okay. I think that's all I've got to share with you about what is what. Let's get going with tonight. So tonight, it's the first time I've done this, and I want to be able to get through this conversation. Marianne is one of my longtime students, friends, followers, who helped me with a lot of encouragement when my son Chris was off to the police academy. Marianne is a retired Chicago police officer, a canine police officer. Marianne, I'm probably not knowing your title and your rank, and I'm sorry if I'm not giving you appropriate props for what you have. But Marianne retired, but all through this, all the time that we've known each other online, she has shared Molly. Molly was her canine partner. Sadly, Molly has passed away. So when I decided to do the Pampered Pets bundle, Molly immediately came to mind. So I created a card just for Molly, which is not what we're doing tonight, but I wanted to show you how to make a card that would fit the furry friend that you might want to honor. So I'm going to show you Molly's card. Marianne, just close your eyes or you won't be surprised later when it comes in the mail. So Molly is a black lab. If you look at this set, which I've since, oh, it's over here. This set does not have a black lab. Okay? We've got these cute little furry babies, 2 furry kitties, but no black lab. So then I looked, oh, there's also a set of dies that goes with this that have been on back order since forever, which is why I haven't done this set yet. It was one of the first ones I wanted when I saw the catalog. You know me with the fur kids. But the dies aren't in, and I kept waiting and waiting, and so I finally decided, you know what, I bet you want to do it anyway, even if you don't have the dies. So what I did was I went through, of course I've cut up all the paper to fit my little plan, and I have the coordinating cardstock colors based on what is here. And I found, let me go find another one. Oh wait, I have a full sheet here that will show me. I recommend when you're cutting these up, save some of the full sheets so that you'll have them. Of course, I already used my sheet for Molly. Hold on, I know I have one. Maybe I don't. It's this dog, this guy. This guy. Well, now that doesn't look like Molly either. But I said, well, I bet I can make it look like her, sort of. So I took out my blends and I colored this baby to come in close to Molly. And then I fussy cut to get her. Now, you have to look close, and it doesn't show as well in the picture, but you can still see a face. Her eyes are closed because she's smiling. And I did it on this gatefold card. And I also, because Molly is a canine officer, she has the blue stripe. This is one of the stamps, always in your heart, so sorry for your loss. So anywho, the reason I'm showing you that is to spoil my surprise for Marianne, but also because I want you to realize that you can make these dogs look like your dogs. Okay? So, just because you don't have one, and then I'll show you some of the other things that I used on this card. This right here, this is from the Hippo Happiness bundle. And if you're not a fan of the hippos and the unicorns and all the little pieces, which I've heard from some of you are not, the dies are something to, well, die for. This is the dies that go with it. So maybe if you're not a fan of the stamp set, you could just get the dies. That's okay. But look at them. They're like these really cool, funky shapes. And they're the double stitch, so they're stitched on the piece that pops out. And they're stitched on the part that's left behind as well. So these are pretty cool. I really like them. So that's what I used on the front of my card. Okay. So now let's work on our card that we're making tonight, which is a different type of easel card. When I first did this, I popped it on the front of a card and said, oh yeah, that's cool. And then I thought, I don't really need a foldy thing with this easel card because I have this, right? And I could write my message in here. So let's see how to make this card. We are going to take, and you're going to use the thick Whisper White. Oh, and note the sketch is on the blog. No, that's not right. The sketch is on the blog for today to download the sketch if you want. The recording will be there, and all the supplies that I'm using are listed there too. Super easy to find. So just go to my website and then click on today's blog post and you'll see it. And they don't go anywhere. They stay there. They'll get pushed down the next time I put something, but they stay there. So I'm going to cut this at 5.5. All right. And then I'm going to cut it at 4.25. No, I'm not scoring. I'm cutting it at 4.25. Okay. Seems kind of weird, but we'll hold on to that. Then let's do some more cutting while we've got the trimmer right here. Now remember, I have all my collection of cardstock. I'm going to go with the real red. This is a time when the sampler comes in, the little swatch container comes in handy. It's really tricky to remember. Was this real red? Or is that Poppy Parade? Or what is it? So it's really nice to have to just kind of hold it next to it and see. Let me bring you over here because I can't see that far away. I need, oh, and I did 8ths instead of, so it gets a little tricky, but we can do it. So we want 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. All right. So we want 4, let me zoom you in. So 4 1/8 is that little line right after the 4, okay? It's this one. It's not the 16th, it's an 8th. So I want 4 1/8, and the reason I did that is because I want a shadow, a little frame around the Designer Series paper, but I wanted the Designer Series paper to be good size, okay? And then the other one is 5 3/8. So there's 5, it's 1, there's 2, there's 3. I'm gonna line that right there, 5 3/8, and trim that. Okay, so there's my red piece. Then I need 5 1/4 by 4 of the Playful Pets Designer Series paper, and I can pick. Now, mine that I made, my card that I made before, I made for the dogs. So we could make the cats tonight if you want. There's a dog or a cat theme to this. So, and the paper's the same too. Now, a couple tricks when you're going to cut your paper. You need to think about it. Which way do you usually use your cards? Because, for example, if I'd cut all of them this way, that would not be really useful if I wanted a vertical card. It'd be fine if I cut horizontal cards, but it wouldn't be useful for a vertical. They do have other things on the back, but again, they're not the right direction. So think about that. I actually cut both. I cut some horizontal and some vertical. All right? So you just kind of go through and figure out what it is that you want. And I think I'm going to use this one for the base. I'm going to do another dog we'll do another cat later this week. So I'm going to do another dog. And this needs to be 4, which they already all are 4 inches, so that's cool. And then 5 1/4. All right. Save this little piece, because look, it's all those cute words. So this would be a great strip to use on something else. I don't know what yet, but I'm not going to get rid of it. So there's that. I'm working my way down the directions. I'm right here now. I need a 3 by, that should say 3 by 6. I am so sorry. Let me go in and change it, or if you've already printed this out, that should say 3 by 6, not 3 by 3. 3 by 6. And you're going to do some scoring. You're going to score it at 3. As I said, the directions are there. I just noticed that that's wrong. And then I'm going to flip it, and do 2 inches. That's not right. I don't want to flip it. I want to move this down. Don't worry, it's just a score line. All right, so what I want is I want 3 inches and 1 inch from the bottom. So that's what I want. I want 3 inches and then move down 2 more inches and score it at 1. Okay? Ignore that, no one will see it. It'll be okay. All right, so there's that. Then I need a piece of 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 of real red. All right, so here's some real red. Two 7/8 by 2 7/8. And I think it's really easier to just cut everything all at once. Let me fix that that printout before you go ahead and print it. Whisper White on a piece of designer series, and I think I want something different. I want to use a different one. Let's go with this one. This one is going to be 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay. I know. You know what? I'm going to cover it up, so it's no big deal. And then I need this little piece that's going to go back there. And so I've got all these leftovers that might work. And that one is 1 3/4. I forgot this one. By 2 3/4. So 1 3/4. Whoops, don't move it over. By 2 3/4. I don't know if I'm going to like that one. It's going the wrong way. No. Yes, you know I am going to change it. The measurements are the same. You just need to have your words going the right way. Okay, I think we've cut everything now. So we are ready to put this little baby together. So we've got this. You also need, now I used the die. This is one of those Happiness Hippo dies. This is what I meant by it stitches on the outside and the inside. So depending on whatever piece you end up using, we're using this piece, but only because I wanted to show you a trick. If you don't have that die, I wouldn't want you to go out and buy it just for this one thing. But I promise it's super cool dies that you would use over and over and over again. I love the stitched ones. Okay, so there's that. Let me clean up this mess here so we don't get distracted. And let's start to put this together. Did you see the video last week where I figured out the Stampin' Seal? I am so excited. All right, so remember, this is what did I call it? Roll and snap. Yeah, roll and snap. There's a little flick of the wrist going on. All right, so I've got the 2 pieces of Thick Whisper White, and I'm going to roll and snap, roll and flip, and roll and flip, right? Do you see how cool that was? It worked great. And I'm going to put these 2 pieces together. This is my card base. Okay? Easy peasy, right? All right. Then I'm going to take the Real Red, same thing, roll, roll. I'm not going to get cocky till I'm done, but did you notice it worked? It's going to make a liar out of me anyway, but slide your little baby over there. Okay, there's that. And now this. It's really like a crazy roll it over thing, which really does make sense when you think about it, but don't put this down yet. Let's go across with one, but don't put it down yet. Okay. Now, this little piece is going to go in there. How's it going to go? Well, let's put the pieces on it, and then it will make more sense. So this is going to go here, and this is going to go here. Notice they are flipped. Can I have to get them apart? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, the problem with this particular paper is it's really important that it be right side up. So if I put it, this is how the card is going to look when it's sitting on the table, right? You're not really going to see the back of it, but when I'm putting it in the envelope, this is the way they're going to see it. So that's why the striped worked well. You're thinking, oh, I really like this. Yeah, no, it doesn't work well. So you really do want to use something that's okay either direction, because when you're putting the card and it's sitting on the table, somebody might see the back of it, so you don't want that upside down. But you don't, okay? So this doesn't really work back here, even though I cut it twice. Still doesn't work back there. So I need the red piece to go right here in the front. Remove you because something's going to get stuck to you. Red piece goes down first. I don't know, Mary Lou. This stuff is pretty sticky. Can I have to get them apart? I don't think so. This is supposed to be 2 3/4, and I don't think I did that. There's too many measurements for me. I should have pre-cut them. I can't focus on you guys and measure at the same time. I just can't do it. Yeah, I don't think it would come apart. This really isn't that hard if you are paying attention and not talking and looking up every 30 seconds. Okay, so there's that, right? This is going to go right here, and I'm going to stamp on it in a minute. I'm going to stamp my little friend, this dude, but we'll put him to the side because we're going to do that after. So now we got to figure out, we got to put the red stripe in there because that's the only one that really doesn't matter which direction it looks normal. Yeah, the Seal Plus is super strong. Seal Plus is great for like 3D boxes or funfold cards that are going to get moved around a lot. This one's okay. Honestly, this stuff is pretty strong too. I want you to go like that. So I'm going to pay attention for a second. 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. Okay. Now I'm good. Now I can put the trimmer away and I don't have to freak out. This is going to go right here. But because it looks kind of blah, I decided to add a bow to it. So I took my, and I used that, the seam binding one. It's okay, but it's not my favorite. So I'm going to try this one, which is one of the new ones. And I would love it if it had a name, but it doesn't. Nope, no name. I'll tell you later. Everybody having a good week? Good night, Lana. Oh, get in there. So this is that really cool, I need to look its name up. I don't know what its name is. It's like a linen. It's really good. All right. You were going to take, we've done this a bazillion times, but let's do it again. You were going to take just your regular pen and you're going to wrap this around and double knot. All right. So wrap it around and then wrap it around and then double knot. You don't need to wrap it. Just tie 2 knots, okay? Slide out the pen. Now, let's move you over. First thing I'm going to do, which sounds really crazy, is I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of this little loopy thing, okay? So I'm going to take your pick up my little glue dot, and I'm going to stick that, because I want this bow to end up where I want it. Pop that right there, and then I'm going to lay it right across that piece of designer series paper. Okay, flip this over, add some super snail. Oh, see, I got cocky and it didn't want to do it. And this side. And then bring you over. And you. We're good. Trim off the excess. And then I need to add a little bit of snail. No, seal. And then this is going to go right on here. Okay. And then I'm going to take my snips and go in on the diagonal. Oh, Susan, that sounds awful. And then I end up with this super cute little bow right there. Okay, now I can put this in the card. So remember, this is the front of the card. This is how it's going to go. This is going to come over and be like this, all right? So the trick is, on that little 1 inch is where I'm going to glue it down. I'm going to put a little bit on there, and then I got to line this up in the middle. If you need to measure, you can, but you can eyeball it. Right? There we go. And now this is going to go right on the front of my card. And it is what's going to hold that flopping easel part in place. Okay? Phew. All right, so then this little baby goes here. Now I want it to stand here, and it doesn't want to, right? Well, that's where you end up putting a little stopper there. So I used this. Now one of my, and not really a complaint, but, oh, a bone would be cute too. One of my complaints with this is that I want just the next one up, and there really isn't. There's a bigger one, but it's bigger than I wanted. Let me show you. There is another one. There's two, but it's almost too big for what I wanted. It's pretty. It's over here. I used it on one of these other ones, right? But I didn't really want that on the front of this card. So what did I do? I took the little one, and I did it, and now I'm going to stamp, I hope your day is a real treat. And I'm going to use my memento. And I'm going to stamp that right on here. Okay. Then I'm going to take another piece of real red, and I'm going to snail this onto the real red. Giving me a hard time because it knows I was talking about it. This is the problem with this stuff. It tends to not be at the end. It's not at the end if you just pick it up. If you do the rock and roll thing, it will be fine. And you can see that, you probably can't see. It ends up on the edge of there, so it'll catch the next time around. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in a corner where I want it. So I want that much edging on here and here, all right? So then I only have two sides to worry about. All right, let me show you what I mean. I'm going to bring back my trimmer. Now, if you happen to have that itty bitty little mini trimmer, because you signed onto my team during the special, you could use that. But I can do it with this one too. And I'm going to line her up, and I'm going to make sure that I've got just that little bit that I want. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing up here. This is kind of like your bangs. You can always go back and cut more, but then you end up with you don't have enough. All right, so now I've made that, which I could leave it like that. Oops, stuck to the bottom. Or I can take my snips now and I can just, I can cut that straight because it's little. I don't think I could cut that whole thing. So basically I made my own little shadow layer. Okay, all right. So then this needs some dimensionals, of course. All right. And then it's going to go right here. Okay. Now I need my dog. I have to show you what I did on the back of this. I probably should have done it before I put this piece together. I added the back version of our dog on the back of the card. The stamp set comes with a front and back of this sweet little, he reminds me of the dog from Lady and the Tramp. Is it I don't think it's Tramp, but maybe it is. Okay, so here's the front. I'm going to use Memento. I will tell you, you really need the characteristics of their face, the highlights and stuff. And if you use a lighter ink, I'll show you, it doesn't come out as well. You don't get all the details of the dog with a lighter ink. So the Memento really looks cool. I also used Enjoy. And I pop that right here. And you should definitely do the back before you put this thing on here. I don't know if I can do it, if it's going to be right, but I'm going to give it a shot. And the reason that you want to have this double layer, because you're thinking, well, couldn't I just do one layer? The reason you want the double layer is, remember your blends? Yeah, I should have stamped it first because it's not going to work. Hang on. Everyone talk nicely to the dimensionals. Looky there. Woo! We got it. I don't do this at home. Now I'm going to take my the back of him. The reason that you're using the and you could do this before you put it together. You really could, and then you wouldn't be mad if you messed it up. It's going to bleed through one layer. So I seriously colored mine before I did it before. Where's my guy? Here he is. So I made him smoky slate. I started with the dark. You can do either or, but I started with the dark and used it to highlight the areas that the shadow are going to be, like in front of his legs, behind his leg, where the stamp itself has a little bit of highlighting going on. Okay, his little beard. And then I came in with the, I did it backwards. I am really not doing well tonight at all. I used the light. So I'm going to go with the light and then we'll do the dark after, which works fine too. Just be sure you don't go over his eyes because they need to stay white. And I left the nose and came in with the dark basic black. Okay. The other one I did, and you can, what's cool about this is you can do them in the colors of the person's dog or your dog. You could give them spots. I haven't quite figured out how to do Morty because he's mostly white. And I don't know how to get him to have his colors that I want, but and then you take a little bit of real red and do the collar. I'm using the thinner end. See, it kind of bleeds through, but we're going to stick that on there so it doesn't really matter. Let's put this back on. And then I took the little red rhinestones. These have been around since last Christmas. They are still available. And I just popped 3 of those just randomly to give it a little bit of bling. All right. And then before you're done, you want to pop it over and do a little bit of coloring on the back. Let's see if we can do this in the right order this time. You are the dark and you are the light. So we're going to start with the dark. And I use the stamp set as my guide. Okay. And then my light. And I love the back version of him. And the story behind it is the artist used, one of the Stampin' Up! Artists used the owner's dog as their model. I think her name is Sunshine. I've never met her, so I don't know precisely. But they said it really looks just like their dog, even with the kind of the head to the side kind of thing. So if you're a dog lover, make this look like your dog. Now this one has some shadowing at the bottom. If you don't want to go grab another pen, you could just use this one. Or you could grab some soft suede. Oh, this is light crumb cake. And what's nice about this is it kind of grounds your stamp set so it's not just sort of floating in the air. I don't know who did. This is not, it's one of the designers at Stampin' Up, but it's not $1 million one, so we don't usually know who that is. The ones that we know are ones that when somebody sells $1 million, then they get it, but I don't know who did this one. She's really good, or he. And that wasn't good. Okay. All right. So even with my flubs, there's my babies, right? I think they're so cute. Oh, and I added a little Wink of Stella to the nose. So you need a little bit of Wink of Stella so it looks like a nice wet nose. Right? Super cute. So here's the custom one. If you want to customize a card, you can do that. And then you can do the card that we gave you the directions for. So let me fix that mix up. Oh, and when you put it in an envelope, it will fit in a regular envelope. This just lays down. Oh, Shannon, that's a great idea. Christmas card? Absolutely. Yep. And then Shannon is going to do one with the cat. These will be on the blog this week with the dimensions so that you can do those too. So the stamp set this week is Pampered Pets, even if you can't get the dies. And they're due back in at any moment, but they weren't in time for me to be able to use them in this class. But I didn't want it to be, well, then I can't use it. Of course you can. There's so many cool things about it, and I love that you can color your animals in to suit you. And it does, oh, that was the other piece. It does come with Always in Your Heart, So Sorry for Your Loss. And sadly, I needed 3 of these in the past 2 weeks. So a great card to have. A great stamp set that you will use with or without the dies. And the same with the hippo one. The Hippo Happiness is a really cute stamp set. Lots of itty bitty little pieces. So if you're not really into that, okay. But the dies are great. Okay. Have a wonderful week. Remember all those things I told you about earlier. We've got the paper share going on. If you order this week, you are automatically in the class. If you don't go into the classroom and technically order it, I will tell you about it so that you don't miss out, and then I'll catch it for you. Where is it? The Whale of a Time class is it's right there for you, but if you don't know about it, no worries. And this is where you can find, see where it says Our Pampered Pets? That's where you will find the directions that I'm going to fix. So don't download them just yet. Give me a couple minutes and I will get the new ones uploaded. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.